I'm Dennis Anderson with the Gravedigger. I'm the owner and driver. This is the second of the Gravedigger trucks. I've got two of them. This truck here is a Chevrolet body. I used to run a Ford body, but it's a 1950 Chevrolet panel truck. Another interesting feature on my truck is I run the motor in the rear. I run the motor in the rear to keep the front end up as much as possible and keep all the pressure off the front of it. I'm running a 2,000 horsepower 557 Rodak with a set of Bachmann aluminum heads on it. I run a turbo 400 transmission. And I run a Profab gearbox in it. We've got quick change gears for the truck, so we gear for short courses, we gear up for long courses. I run these 6650 steel flotation tires on it. They're a little bit wider than everybody else's. Most trucks out on the circuit run a planetary axle. There's a couple of us that just run right off the axle shaft. This truck here, I'm running a set of Timken rears that came out of a big aircraft mover. They're rated at 10 ton. They've got a 3-inch axle shaft in them. I've got a 900 gear ratio, the hog's head. These axles are a little bit lighter than planetaries, and you can get more power running right off the axle shaft. That's why I chose to run these axles. And we've got a real good braking system on this new truck. We hook up a disc brake right off the pinion shaft on the trucks, in which most of the guys do. I've got one of the wildest paint jobs on the circuit. It's a graveyard scene. It's got tombstones in the background of it with a wrought iron fence that follows it all the way around. I've got reserved tombstones on the side of the truck for all my buddies that I race with. I've got USA 1, Gravedigger, Bigfoot, and Stomper Bully on them. I came up with the name Gravedigger by running in the mud. And I used to dig graves for my buddies in the mud bog, so we just ran the Gravedigger off as a monster truck. Now I'm digging graves for all my competitors out there now.
Hi, I'm Dan Patrick. I'm the owner and the driver of the Samson Monster Truck. It's a 1989 Chevrolet Silverado. It is powered by a 454 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. It is set on a 2.5-ton military frame, which is a lot stronger than a standard Chevrolet frame to take the abuse we put it through. The frame is mounted on 5-ton military rear ends, which is a lot stronger than your standard Chevrolet rear ends, to turn the 5.5-foot tall tires to climb over the cars we have to run over, or the mountains of dirt, or whatever we're into as far as competition racing. The motor has a supercharger, which gives it extra horsepower, and a fuel injection system, which gives it more fuel for extra horsepower. It has a turbo 400 transmission, which transfers the power into a transfer case, which transfers that on down into the rear ends. The truck weighs 13,800 pounds, and that is with the tires, and the tires weigh 950 pounds. Like in any other types of competition, you need safety equipment. As the driver, I wear a 6-layer fireproof suit. So in case of a fire, I'm protected till I get out of the vehicle and can get to safety. Also, I wear a very protective helmet. At any time, I have a kill switch inside the vehicle that I can shut the motor off at an instant. Also, as a safety precaution in this vehicle is a remote kill switch. It allows the track official to carry a remote control that will kill all power to the vehicle in case we get out of control. Also, safety equipment on the vehicle to protect all people concerned, the driver, the track crew, or the spectator, is a transmission blanket that shrouds the transmission in case of an explosion. It will contain it all inside this blow-proof blanket. Also, the drive shafts are looped with loops in case a drive shaft breaks. If a universal breaks, it is enclosed in this 3/8 diameter aluminum, and that will keep all pieces contained in the vehicle. It's that way they just fall out on the ground. On the engine, we have blower restraining straps, and what that does, in case of an explosion where the blower comes off, this strap will keep the blower on top of the engine and allow it enough room just to get the initial blast out from under the supercharger, then the blower will set right back down on the motor until it can be repaired.